Now, is a vote for Peter Obi essentially a vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Well, the former chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Anambra State, Chief Dan Ulasi, seems to think so. He's appeared on television saying just that and insisting that Mr. Obi doesn't stand a chance in the 2023 election and can only hope to be a spoiler. He also said that his northern friends laughed when asked about Peter Obi's chances in 2023. Not surprisingly, his comments have generated heated discussions on social media and a rather stern and defensive reaction from Peter Obi's supporters. So, what has informed Mr. Ulasi's assessment? Well, nothing like the horse's mouth, eh? For more on all that, I'm joined now in the studio by Chief Dan Ulasi himself. Lovely to see you.
Good evening.
I haven't seen you in a while, so it's jolly nice for you to take the time to come and join us. And
you've for inviting me.
You've earned yourself the title of one of Peter Obi's fiercest critics, which is surprising because you guys were in the same party. His supporters say you seem determined to want to bury him under a landslide of vitriol, and that's the exact words of someone. And you say you're simply analyzing what you see as the facts. Tell us more about that analysis.
Well, if I may have to start the discussion. You cannot change everything you face, but you cannot change anything without facing them.
True.
Every true leader must develop some form of strategic discipline, not self-indulgence. Because going from that premise, you see that some level of political ignorance, when it's accompanied by unyielding arrogance, that is where Nigeria is today. And Peter Obi, I don't know who said it, is my fiercest enemy. 3 weeks ago...
No, I said you're his fiercest critic.
Well, I never criticized him. I made a point.
Right.
I made an analysis of a point. Because all of us attended a meeting, zonal PDP meeting at the government house in Enugu. And he was there as leader of PDP in Anambra State.
Yeah, when he was still in the PDP.
When he was, that's what I mean. 2 weeks later, he called another meeting at Oka, at the Uche Kuni First Center, where he addressed us how do we prepare for upcoming elections, that we have lost the governorship, and so how do we prepare for what is coming up? Well, I said, you are the leader. Tell us where we are going to from here. I think it was exactly 2 or 3 weeks after that. I saw him attend Atiku Abubakar's declaration. Not only did he attend, he took up the microphone to use about 4 adjectives, describing Atiku Abubakar as a great unifier, a great this, a great that. I want when campaign starts, people were asking questions. If you said that Atiku Abubakar was all this, then what are you going to be? How do you then question his integrity, respect to what you're running? So when he therefore declared, without even common telephone call, to people who have been very close to him, we felt he just, this is not, it wasn't running for local government chairmanship. You're talking of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and to all intents and purposes, even if you're going to be President of Nigeria of ethnic Igbo extraction, there has to be seen, you know, some level of appreciation from your people where you're coming from. So
that's your grouse?
That was my grouse. Because I don't see him just walking about with one family, the Obeze family. As if somebody, he's a very highly brilliant and talented person. If not just is he qualified, he's about the most qualified.
Yeah, but the truth is that you're in different parties.
No, now
I mean, you're not in the Labour Party.
No, what I'm saying that he moves from ABGA.
Right.
Promised Ojukwu. The concept of making him governor for 8 years was that for Ojukwu, so that Igbos had problem in this country. And he said, can we do what Yorubas did for a very long time under Awolowo? Let's put our place in one, piece. And use our 5 governors to develop our place. That was the mandate given to him. And he promised Ojukwu that he would do just that. No sooner did Ojukwu die, that he ran from ABGA into PDP. Under 6 months, he managed to put himself as vice presidential candidate of PDP. And because of that singular act of not consulting his brother governors, they had only 3.something million votes. And that was why Atiku failed. And he came out again and started organizing. As the PDP national primary was approaching, he left again without consulting anybody into Labour Party. So after looking at me, I've been state chairman of 2 national parties in Anambra. I was chairman of NRC at the June 12th election, and chairman of PDP when Ngige was governor. With due humility, all we needed from him, not just me, thousands of people, all we needed to call people to a meeting. Gentlemen, this is why I am leaving. So we now run from ABGA to PDP, PDP to Labour. Who knows where again we're going tomorrow? That is not leadership.
Right. Well, he obviously is not here, so he doesn't have a chance to respond to the things.
But what I'm saying is just fact.
No, I understand that. But what I want to focus on are the things that we can see are empirically verifiable, and those are the things that you're
coming to the question. I was coming to the question you asked.
No, I understand that. Well, let's just move on a little bit, because I want to drill down more deeply into your analysis. You don't believe that, I mean, that a vote for Peter Obi will lead the Southeast to victory. Those were your words. You don't believe that it will. So what are you calling on the region to do?
You see, what I said in my use of language, I said, if the Southeast voted massively for Peter Obi, and that vote is not translated into a national victory, it will be a vote for Tinubu. That was the English I used. I said the vote for him is on my television. I mean, on my what is it called? My iPod.
Yeah, well, I saw that interview as well.
I said, if the vote given to him in the Southeast is not translated into a national victory, then it will be an advantage for Tinubu. And somebody said, why? I said, because the Southeast is principally more than 70% a PDP area. So if PDP loses Southeast, Tinubu has nothing to lose. He has lost nothing. So if we voted for Peter Obi massively, and there are no indication that in the Southeast, I mean Southwest and the North, that there will be appreciable votes coming to make him president of Nigeria, then it will be a wasted vote.
Well, let's, given
I don't know whether you understand where I'm coming from.
What
because this is why I'm talking about strategic thinking and planning. One person cannot come out and start deciding how to be president of Nigeria. In the past 1 week, I've had serious discussions with 4 governors of the Southeast. And I'm trying to tell them, this is a prominent son of our land. How do we help him? I've been calling our senators.
Well, I'm not sure the PDP would like to hear you talking about how to help.
I'm telling you, they are listening.
You're from a different party.
The two PDP
they expect
governors
you to support your candidate.
The 2 PDP governors and 2 other governors who are not PDP.
Right.
Because it's becoming, I told them, it is my initiative. Because at the function Peter Obi met me in Lagos, we held ourselves for more than 5, 6, 7 minutes. And he said, so I saw what you said. It's strategic, it's very important. I may have made mistakes, but that he was going to Europe. When he comes back, he will come to Enugu for us to sit down.
Right.
Because I said the part of the problem now is that not just that Peter Obi is running for president. He has put in candidates in every other strategic position. People who had lost nominations or primaries in other parties have now run into Labour parties. Running under.
But isn't that what you politicians are good at doing?
No. Forget what politicians are used to doing. It now concerns him personally, because governors are not just discussing whether they will help Peter Obi to win nomination. What happens to the other positions? Quit the various parties. Now there's a coalition of APC, PDP, and ABGA in the Southeast, because their positions are threatened. So they are now asking me a question. If we agree what you're saying, we help Peter Obi, what happens to the other positions? And I said that was why in that interview, I asked the 5 governors of the Southeast to sit down and call Peter Obi to explain to them, if we give you this, our vote, how are you going to use it for national victory? That's what I said in the interview.
Right.
Call the 15 senators the Southeast has, discuss with them and explain to them, this is what I will do if you give me your votes. It's not a one-man affair. It has to be discussed.
Okay, well, given this analysis, which I have to admit appears to be quite comprehensive that you've given, look ahead to the future and the period immediately following the elections. What do you see in terms of a victory for the candidates?
For the candidates, now you're now talking of the 3 main candidates.
Yeah, who do you see, where do you see I mean, given the analysis you've made, given your understanding of you know, Peter Obi and his chances, your assessment of that, the Atiku, Bola Tinubu, and all the rest of it. What do you see in terms of victory for the candidates after February 2023?
It comes back again to my understanding of what I said, because for the first time in the past 25 to 30 years, the three major tribes now have one candidate each. Peter Obi, as it were.
Yes, it's a tripodal structure, isn't it?
The tripod of Nigeria is so evident in this election. But it does appear that the other two tribes are cleverer. Why? President Buhari is APC in serious alliance with the Southwest. Atiku is PDP in serious alliance with the East, where Peter Obi used an advantage to be vice presidential candidate. So now, Labour Party, who are you in alliance with? Forget the young men who are aggrieved, and righteously so, rightly so. They have reason to, because this government, I don't want to say that the government is in a mess, but the government has virtually collapsed in every aspect of management, of leadership, of governance. So this is why the young men are very, very sad. And I support them. Yeah,
but the point here, and I take on board what you're saying about the other parties having their own structures. Yes. The point is that many pundits are saying that this election is going to be a real test of whether the two main parties, the APC and the PDP, still have winning electoral appeal, or whether they have now lost the capacity to mobilize the kind of voter support. Because all the analysis suggests that this is a very modern election in the context of Nigeria that we're going to have in 2023.
You know why I'm worried?
And a different type of election.
I was telling Peter Obi, do you think Nigeria is ready for a change? That is the vital question.
Well, that question will be answered at the ballot box in 2023.
No. Well, I can predict to you what will happen next year.
Okay, predict. We've got 30 seconds. Go ahead and predict it. We've got 30 seconds left on the interview.
On the interview, it's only 15 minutes.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
You know, because
but just quickly, tell us what you were just going to say.
What I'm telling you, that this election has to be ethnic.
It has to be, or it is going to be?
It's going to be.
Right. Okay.
Most of the Northerners will vote for Atiku. Write the date. I said this. A lot of some other votes in the North will go to Tinubu. 14 Northern governors of APC are seriously working to make sure they deliver their candidate.
Right.
And if you take any governor for granted, you must be living in a fool's paradise.
Well,
what I'm saying is that our people need to sit down and call Peter, and we sit down. A lot of things can change between now and December.
Right. Okay, well, we'll watch and see how things evolve. And when those discussions take place, please come back and talk to us, because we'd love to talk with you again. Chief Dan Ulasi, thank you very much indeed. Really appreciate the time and the analysis.